Couples who called off the wedding days, or hours, before it happened, what happened? I never thought I'd be the person who left someone at the altar, but I called off my wedding literally the morning it was supposed to happen. James and I had dated for 4 years, been engaged for almost 2. We met in grad school, had the same friend group, and seemed perfect on paper. Our wedding was planned for 150 guests at this gorgeous historic hotel downtown. My parents had spent a fortune on it. The night before the wedding, we had separate hotel rooms. Traditional thing my mom insisted on. I was with my bridesmaids, everyone was excited, champagne flowing. Everything felt surreal but good. Around midnight, I started feeling this weird sense of dread. I figured it was just nerves. Everyone gets cold feet, right? But as my friends fell asleep one by one, I was wide awake, staring at the ceiling. I pulled out a journal I'd been keeping since we got engaged. I'd read somewhere that writing down your thoughts about your future spouse was a good way to prepare for marriage. As I flipped through it, I noticed something I hadn't before. I wrote about our shared interests, our compatible goals, our similar backgrounds, but almost nothing about love or passion or even deep connection. At 3 a.m., I found myself looking through photos on my phone. Tons of pictures of us at parties, family events, vacations, always smiling, always looking good together. But in so many of them, I recognized the smile I use in professional headshots, not my real, unguarded smile. Then I scrolled to a candid photo my friend had taken a few weeks ago. James was on his phone, and I was looking out the window. We were physically close, but seemed emotionally miles apart. That photo hit me hard. I realized we'd been perfect companions, excellent at navigating social events and family holidays, but I couldn't remember the last time we'd had a conversation that really moved me or connected us. At 6 a.m., I called my mom. She heard something in my voice and came to my room right away. I showed her the journal, the photos, and tried to explain this revelation I was having. Instead of the anger I expected, she sat down and asked, "Are you in love with him, or with the life you've planned together?" I burst into tears because I suddenly knew the answer. I loved our shared goals, our compatibility, the beautiful life we'd mapped out. But when I imagined growing old with James, I felt comfortable, not excited or passionate or deeply connected. Mom hugged me and said, calling it off today would be hard. Being trapped in a loveless marriage for decades would be harder. By 8 a.m., I was sitting across from James in my hotel robe, trying to explain what I couldn't quite understand myself. I expected him to fight for us, to convince me I was just panicking. Instead, after the initial shock, he said something that confirmed everything. But we make so much sense together. Not "I can't live without you" or "I love you more than anything." Just, we make sense. Like a business merger. He admitted he'd had doubts too, but thought marriage would solidify things. We'd both been moving forward on momentum, not love. Calling everyone was awful. Facing the guests who'd already arrived was humiliating. My dad lost deposits, though many vendors were surprisingly understanding. Some friends took sides, others just seemed confused. My grandmother said I'd never find someone as suitable as James. Maybe she's right, but I'd rather be alone than with someone who's just suitable. It's been 8 months. James and I have talked a few times. He's already dating someone new, a girl who fits perfectly into his 5-year plan. I'm still single, still figuring things out, but I don't regret my decision. Sometimes the hardest choices happen at the worst possible moments, but I'm grateful I realized I wanted love, not just compatibility, before legally binding myself to the wrong person.